Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Deckin Around Community Corner. Today we are really excited to be sitting down with Luke Oliver, also known as the Wooden Cardist. But before we jump into it, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
And ring the bell.
Museum Kit strives to bring you museum quality prints to your home of some of your favorite playing cards. They actually just teamed up with Stockholm 17's Lorenzo Gaggiotti to offer prints of his award-winning House of the Rising Spade court cards. Make sure to check them out at museumkits.com/S17. Find the link right down below. So Luke, how you doing today, man?
Pretty good, man. Happy to be here. It's kind of like a dream come true ever since you guys started. I really wanted to be on the show, and here we are.
Oh,
we're glad to have you on, no doubt.
Thank you very much for that. We're psyched to have you on.
No doubt, man. So you have you actually run a YouTube channel called The Wooden Cardist, for anyone who isn't aware, that kind of combines both your interest in cardistry as well as your interest in woodworking. What kind of gave you the idea to combine those two?
So before I was a cardist, I was a woodworker. Inspired by my friend who was also a woodworker at the time. So around 7th grade, I just bought some basic woodworking tools, and I'd go into the shop every day. I'd wake up 45 minutes early so I could work on something before I went to school, and I was just a nut about it.
Cool.
And then that slowly progressed. That slowly regressed, I should say, away from that and more towards cards. So I'd say about 2 years later, spring break of my 9th grade year, I'm a junior now. Spring break of my 9th grade year, we were in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and we went to this furniture shop, and I bought 2 Theory 11 decks. Let me find this other one real quick.
Nice.
I always have a hard time finding. Oh, okay. The other one was the SNL deck, but the other one, this one is the Animal Kingdom deck, and you can just see how easy it is. Here, let me turn this.
Definitely loved it for sure. It's a good looking deck.
But yeah,
Nice.
This thing is so, like, compare this to the wine fontaines I'm using. I don't know if you can see the difference, but
yeah, that's crazy.
But that was the first, like, I guess, quote unquote custom deck I ever bought, or like they were the first decks ever that I bought in general. But then after that, the first thing I ever learned was how to shuffle cards, how to do like a bridge. And
Nice.
My mom taught me. She was really good at it. And then I, like a nerd, went around, like 15-year-old me. I went around riffle shuffling on everything I could possibly do. And I just looked like such a dork. And then after that, I taught myself how to do a spring before I knew what a spring was. And that's why I spring the cards wrong. I spring them from my pointer and not my thumb.
Nice.
What do you mean? Oh, you're doing from the top part rather than the bottom part.
But people still say it looks okay, so
I mean, it's the same thing. It's preference. There's no really right and wrong way to do it. Some people do it this way, like Shano. He puts the whole thing in his hand like that.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I can't do that. I mean, I could do it, but it's not like it doesn't feel right. So I do it the same way you do it, but it comes from my thumb.
And then after that, I watched Chris Ramsey's tutorial on how to do a thumb fan. And it's way more satisfying to do it with your pointer than it is your thumb. Just nicer. And then I started playing around. I just became like obsessed with watching people do cardistry once I found out about it. And so that kind of moved into me buying more decks. And I'd say the first 30 decks before I found out about Steve, was I all bought from Art of Play. So like, every single time I bought a deck, and I only bought decks that were on Art of Play, and I had no idea of any other decks that were within the card community. And this was all before I had an actual card Instagram account, just for my YouTube channel. And so after that, after a couple months of collecting and learning a few moves, I was like, you know what? I'll start a YouTube, and I could combine my two passions and post videos about them. Obviously, one aspect taking over most of the videos that I do compared to the other. But it just kind of blew up from there, and here we are today.
Nice, man. Very nice. Cool. And so, like, do you still try and find ways to fit your woodworking into either the YouTube or the card side of it?
I do. I actually have a really cool like ideas and plans that I've written down and drawn out for things I want to make out of wood. Like I want to make like a silhouette wood thing of like the Fontaine logo like both sides, so it's like it looks like the card, and make it really cool. Big, and then put LEDs behind it, and then put that on my wall or something.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool.
And there's a couple other things I definitely want to do. And I've actually had, since I started making stuff out of wood, I've had a lot of requests. Like, people want me. You guys both still have these, right?
Yeah, the trainers. Yeah.
The trainers I get like probably 3 or 4 requests a week from people that want to buy those.
That's cool.
I am working on a website right now to sell like a bunch of wooden products that I make.
Nice.
Very cool.
And so I'm definitely excited for that. But yeah, it's really helped. Like, woodworking and cardistry have really pretty much merged. For me, although I do spend more time on the YouTube and card aspect of it than I do woodworking. But it's definitely become a really fun hobby for me, and I really enjoy doing both.
That's cool. Now, what would you say is your favorite kind of brand of decks that you like using? Having so many, you know, you're going from whether it's OPC or Theory 11 or Fontaine, or, you know, there's so many different decks.
For use, let me see here. Hold on. OPC is pretty good, but I don't like their thicker decks. Some of them are okay.
So you're a crushed fan.
I am a crushed fan. I like well, actually technically I like thin uncrushed stock. Thin crushed is a little too thin, in my opinion. But like, where's the deck that's thin uncrushed? These, the Slow Hands V2 are on thin uncrushed. Love this deck. I think they're right there on thin uncrushed. Am I correct?
I mean, it's a standard stock.
Yeah, there's no such thing as thin uncrushed.
Oh, well.
It's just So, and here's the interesting thing though. All stock is crushed. So based on the printing process, it all gets crushed. It's just to what degree it gets crushed. So even standard stock that isn't officially crushed has a crush to it, just not as much as then further crushed stock.
Right, but in terms of card talk, there's crushed and uncrushed decks. That's
okay. Because I heard, the only reason I say that is because I heard other people calling it like thin uncrushed, and I was like, okay, that's cool.
I mean, it's basically just the amount of crush in the original print run, which it's basically going to be about the same as standard, like a bicycle deck for the most part.
Yeah, they felt a little thinner than the bicycle deck, but
it might be a B. It's probably a B. Is it B?
Could be B stock, yeah.
B stock.
Well, so B would be thicker, but yeah. So,
so yeah, I'm definitely a thin stock guy then.
But not super thin. So to the point that you like more of a thinner standard stock versus like say USBCC's crush stock or like a Cardamundi B9 Slimline.
Yes. B9 Slimline, I've actually come to like more than I used to, but I find they don't last as long.
Yeah.
Okay, so favorite handling deck, I'm gonna go, or handling series, I'm gonna have to go Fontaine. I really haven't handled. I take it back. I've handled like 2 or 3 Fontaine decks that I didn't like, but everything they put with USBCC, I really like.
Yeah.
As far as like favorite like single deck for handling, at the moment it's probably the Mono Hexachroma edition. I love this deck so much. I like this deck more than the normal one.
Nice.
Yeah, that was we're always a big fan of Luke's stuff.
Yeah, he did a great job with that deck for sure. It looks beautiful, handles beautiful for sure.
Wait till you ask me who my favorite designer is.
Who's your favorite designer?
Luke Wade.
Hey, good answer. We can't front you on that one. Luke's an amazing designer, so.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what's your favorite Luke Wadey deck then?
That I own or that I want?
In general.
So my favorite that I want is the limited edition Mono Hexa deck. That's the white one, like the snow edition that only made 75 of.
Yeah.
I want that deck so bad. My friend has one and I'm kind of jealous.
I just had one on the store, dude.
Huh?
I just had one on the store.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, oh my. You tell me this now?
I didn't. You just told me you needed it, so I didn't know.
If you get another one, let me know.
You know.
But yeah, my favorite one that I own is definitely the mono Hexachroma right now.
I love that tuck box too. The tuck box.
Dude, the tuck is nice. It's so nice.
Yeah. Luke really steps it up with each and every deck. Like each subsequent deck is always just that much nicer than the previous one. But they're all beautiful decks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, him. I like him. I like Nick. I really like Nick's stuff.
Nice.
Someone said that they liked the design of Fontaines the other day, and they're like, "I love the designer of Fontaine." I'm like, he just changes the background, and then like the collaboration decks, I guess you could have an argument there, but like for the normal ones, he's just changing the color. Someone said they were that Zach was better than Luke Wadey at designing, and I wanted to slap them through the phone.
Well, here's the thing. To each their own, right?
That's true.
There are some people that are going to like certain people's designs, and there's some people that are going to like other people's designs. You know, there's some people that don't like Luke Wadey's stuff. You know?
Yeah, I honestly... Go ahead. I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So it's
all subjective, yeah.
It's all subjective, you know. That's the cool thing about the COD industry is
there's a deck for everybody.
There's types for everybody, you know. We go through our Kickstarter campaigns weekly, and we're like, what is that?
Yeah, dude. Some of those and they still, some of them still fun, and you're just like, wow, like I'm not sure how that funded, but enough people liked it, so that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So funny story about Wadey decks. I literally thought this in my mind the first time I saw the Grid series decks. I was like, those are hideously disgusting and awful. I was like, that's like so bad. And then I bought them because Steve had them on sale, and I was like, okay, I was completely wrong. They're great. Yeah, I love all of them now. They're so great. The only deck that like instantly snapped with me, at least at the beginning, that I really, really liked of his, were the Mono Xero decks. I think I said that right. Yeah, those are really nice. Yeah. And a Mono X deck. I bought this from Steve too. I think. Did I buy this from you? I think I did.
No idea. I can't keep track of all of them, buddy.
You know, the Mono series in general, Luke's done a phenomenal job with that for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, also, a fun little tidbit. I'm pretty sure I was the first person to ever buy from you.
I can tell you who was.
I mean, yeah, you can probably look it up, but I remember, like, when you opened your store, I was at least one of the first 10 people to buy from you.
Really?
Yeah. I remember what I bought, too.
You do?
Yeah. These.
Hey, what
are those the Parrot Fontaines?
Yeah.
Parrot Fontaines?
Nice.
That might have been like around the time when I first opened.
I bought them because you gave me the passcode. It was like when we were first started to like become friends on Instagram, and I was
nice.
I was at least one of the first orders, I think.
Really? I'm gonna look. Let's see.
Steve's checking the system behind the scenes. But so and you know, from when you started collecting until now, where have you seen your kind of taste in cards change? Has it, like, obviously you said you started with Theory 11 and Art of Play, and that kind of transitioned quickly, but beyond that, are there designers who you liked in the beginning that maybe you don't follow as much now, or designers that you didn't follow as much in the beginning who you've really started to pick up on now?
I'd say designers that I liked in the beginning that I didn't like now, that I don't like now, is definitely Art of Play. I've really gone away from almost all Art of Play decks at the moment. There's a couple that I like, but a lot of them that aren't solely made by Dan and Dave, like they're collaborations, or one way or another, you know. As far as decks that I didn't like then and now, and how my kind of collecting went, I really, really wanted to get like quote unquote hype decks, because I thought like when in my mind I thought like whenever. Like, if you used a hype deck, you'd be better at Cardistry, because all the great Cardists use hype decks. And, that's completely untrue.
Man. That's how they get you.
Completely untrue. But I fell in love, really, with just like the simplicity and style of some of the hype decks. And that's why I have so many Fontaines and so many anyones. Also, one that I didn't like now, that I don't like now, but I did in the beginning, is Knock. I was a huge Knock fan and a huge Ace Fulton fan too. Steve knows I bought a crap ton of Ace Fultons from him, and now I've really strayed away from those two companies as a whole. There's a couple Knocks I like here and there, but you know, they're not as great, and I feel like I could be diverting my resources better to other decks that I don't have already. And as far as companies that I really like now, as opposed to then, Orbit I really liked. And guess what? I hated Orbit when I first started. I thought they were gross because I bought the 5th edition, and this is like the worst handling Orbit they ever made, in my opinion. And it was the first. I bought these from Art of Play. and they're like okay, they're pretty. It's a pretty decent deck, but they're definitely not great for cardistry. They're better than some, but those, obviously Luke Wadey. I thought his decks were hideous the first time I saw him, and I hate to say it now because he's such a close friend of mine, and like I buy all his stuff. And then I'm trying to think, what else did I not like, or that I liked in the Jerry's Nuggets. I liked the Jerry's Nuggets when I got the Kickstarter ones, and then every other deck I got after that, I never personally like knew I was getting it. I got them from mystery decks, and now I just can't stand Jerry's Nuggets. They're just. Ugh.
So the next time you order a mystery decks from me, make sure I put a Jerry's Nugget in.
All the Jerry's Nuggets.
Even if you do, I'm never buying from you again. No.
That's funny.
You
So
know what?
you were their You were my second customer, dude.
I was. Who was the first?
I can't tell you his name, but
Oh yeah, well, yeah, obviously. But
you were the second.
What did I order? The peacocks? Did I order anything else?
Peacocks.
Or not calling them the peacocks, the parrots. The parrots.
Peacocks.
I said that the other day, dude.
You ordered just the peacocks.
We should just call them peacock fontaines from now on.
And then you ordered 2 days later, and you ordered a Blue Knock, a Madison Blood King, and an Organic Snackers.
Yep, I remember that.
Damn.
So you were literally my second and my fifth order.
I'm pretty sure I equate for at least 2 to 3% of all your orders ever.
Definitely don't. Definitely don't.
Probably not.
I appreciate your support, and I'm grateful for it.
Dude, that's the key there.
Maybe like 0.1%.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's so not confident in me at all.
No, I didn't say that. I'm just.
Steve just doesn't have the numbers in front of him.
I don't have the numbers in front of me.
We can check another time. But so, being as involved in playing cards as you are, and being involved on the cardistry side, and liking that creative aspect where you get to use the woodworking and cardistry to create things like the display cases and the trainers and all those kind of things. Have you ever considered the idea of creating your own deck as well?
I have. I am actually currently working on it.
Very cool.
And it is involving cardistry aspects and woodworking aspects to it.
Nice.
And I just found like a really great marking system. I'm going to do a marked and unmarked edition. And I'll send it to you guys another time, because obviously I don't want like everybody who watches this to see it.
We'd love to check that out though.
Yeah, you can send it to us on Instagram. We'd love to look at it.
But yeah, I got the inspiration the other day from like an old tool. I won't say what tool because that'll give away like part of the deck, but an old tool that I had, and it was a really funky looking tool that my stepdad bought at a garage sale, and he gave it to me because he always likes to buy weird, quirky, old stuff from like the 1920s and 30s when they made actually like really cool looking tools.
Nice.
And I was like, that would look great for a marking system on a deck. And
nice.
And yeah.
So it's geared towards cardistry, but you're gonna get it marked.
Yes. There's a marked and unmarked version.
Are you gonna have like the marked version geared more towards magic?
Yes, I'm gonna make it a thicker stock than the normal cardistry version is, and it's actually gonna be slightly different. So technically, there's gonna be like 3 versions because I'm gonna have a completely different colorway and a little bit change of the design for the magic one, and then there's gonna be like the base one, which is like the same stock as the magic one, but still the same colorway. And then the cardistry one will have a slightly different design because I had to take away the marking system. And they'll be on thin crushed.
Nice.
Very cool.
Also, Steve, your face is on it. I forgot to tell you.
What?
Yeah, you're on a court card.
I am?
Yeah. You know why?
I don't. Why?
You were the first friend I ever made in the community.
Oh man, I appreciate that. That's cool.
You were the first person I ever talked to.
Awesome. That's cool. Well, I appreciate that, man.
Actually, Tyler, I think you might be on it too. I haven't designed your card yet, but I wrote you down.
He's the Joker.
With or without the beard.
He's the Queen of Hearts, right?
There you go. Thanks, Steve.
I should put him as the Queen of Hearts. That'd be
Oh my god. You guys, I love it. I love it there. Listen, I could be on any card and I'd be honored. So,
dude, I'm totally putting him on the Queen of Hearts now. That's done.
That's fine.
That's done.
That's fine. I will dude, survive.
I gotta write that down. Oh my god.
So
as long as it's the bearded Tyler.
What do you enjoy doing most on your channel? Is it like reviews? Is it tutorials? Is it, you know, woodworking stuff? Like what is your go-to?
Honestly, as far as the things that, like, I'll put it to you this way, like, I like making videos that people actually watch.
Yeah, we do too.
And I like making videos that, like, get more exposure to my channel and everything. It's not all about the views. Like, if I got 100 views on a video and people enjoyed it, that'd be fine with me. I'd say my most popular aspect of my channel is the unboxings I do. Like, I did a $400 mystery playing card unboxing with a crap ton of stuff from you.
Nice.
I've done quite a few unboxings with stuff from you, actually, probably around 10. But those are probably my most popular. But as far as the stuff that I enjoy the most, I wouldn't necessarily say reviews, because I haven't really gotten down, like, the whole editing aspect of my channel yet, even though I've been doing it for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm still really, really bad at editing. So if I ever get to, like, a higher level of editing, I'm sure I'd enjoy making reviews much more, because my intros and my trailers for it would be a lot cleaner, you know? But as of now, I'm filming with the iPhone 11 and a really not great editing software. But I mean,
it comes, you know, as long as you keep with
just practice.
Yeah, just practice, keep with it. You know, they're definitely making tools easier and easier to use, you know, with minimal amount of you know, products that you have.
But yeah, as far as my favorite type of videos to do, I'd say unboxings, because especially mystery ones, because people really like to see, like, my reaction.
Yeah, they're fun.
And stuff. Yeah, they're really sweet. I remember when I bought 5 $15 mystery decks, and I pulled this Anyone logo.
Nice.
That's, like, the best pull I ever got.
Sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much my favorite type of videos.
So I'm talking about best pulls that you've gotten out of a mystery box, and kind of along the lines of the best decks. So what's your one deck out there that you just, like, really want to get your hands on? You know, I know you mentioned the snow variation on the mono that Luke had out there, but what's your, like, ultimate, like, pinnacle white whale deck that you want?
That's a hard question. So many of them that I want, I already have. That's the thing. I'd say V1 Smokes, but no, I have others that I want more. I'm looking around my collection to see if there's anything that, like, I'm missing that I really want. Oh yeah, I know. I already said it earlier. Green Supreme Backs by Fontaine. That's, like, I've asked for that for Christmas 2 years in a row, and I still haven't got it. And I'm kind of
which one? The blue ones?
No, the Green Supreme Backs.
Oh, the green ones. Okay.
Yeah, that's my favorite colorway they ever made.
Nice.
Either those or Orbit V2s. I really, really love the Orbit V2s.
Yeah, that's gonna be a pocket for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be spending all my money.
Yeah.
I actually found some Green Supreme Backs. They're selling for, I think, $60 on eBay, so that's not horrible.
Yeah, you could probably find them cheap, but just be patient. That's the key in this community, is just be patient. You know, you'll find them cheaper. The things always come up cheaper. You just have to be patient.
Yeah. And I got a couple buddies that have card shops that are looking for some for me in case they pop up. So Steve, keep in mind. Also, if you ever want to send me a birthday or Christmas present, that's what I want.
Right on.
There you go. Green Supreme Backs.
I'll keep that in mind. My birthday is March 5th, so I would like a blue damask from Lautrec. So keep in mind for my birthday.
I don't even know what that is.
Dude, you could probably buy, like, a cheap used car for the price of the deck. So I don't think I'll be opening up a blue damask from Luke Oliver anytime soon.
from many people anytime soon.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
But yeah, and so I mean, with the idea that you want to create your own deck, and with, you know, what you've seen across the Cardistry kind of community in the time you've been involved, what's something that you really want to do with your deck that's going to make it stand out even more? I know you're going to kind of combine your interest in woodworking and the potential of a marked deck, but, like, to you, what's the biggest thing that's important about that deck creation? Is it the visuals of it? Is it the feel of it, or what?
So I'm actually going to make, I had this idea the other day, and I thought that was really cool. So each face card is going to have a person, and then you can scan it on this app that I'm gonna develop with a buddy of mine. And you can scan the card, and then it will tell you a story about how I met each one of those people, and
very cool.
Yeah, how I met each one of those people, and how they relate to me in the community. So there's a story behind every court card.
Dude, that's
And-
exciting
cool.
now. No,
Yeah.
and I think that's something that we don't see a lot, the integration with apps yet into the playing card community, which I'm surprised by, because I think there's a lot of potential out there for integration with apps and for using apps along with playing cards collection and all those kind of things.
Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure.
And I also just got back the renders, a couple of cardistry renders of the back design, and it looks so good for cardistry. Like,
Nice.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of impressed myself, or I was impressed by my buddy who did it. It was great. I had no idea they would actually like look as good as they do to me. Obviously, they're gonna look good to me because it's my deck, but I think it's gonna be really, really sweet, and hopefully, I would say that will be on Kickstarter. Maybe end of the year. Call it November,
Nice.
December. Depending on how well, the summer goes in school and everything. Because I do still have to find a job.
Nice. That's exciting though, man. That's really exciting. Kickstarter is a great way to kind of go with that, especially when you have the option to kind of not have to front it all out of pocket. I think it's being younger and trying to get into it, it's a great way to go.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, also, you guys are both going to get one.
We appreciate that, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll have to do a fun little IG live or something with it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Dude, I'm excited.
I'll be sure to show off my face the whole time.
There you go. I'm excited to see what it is. I mean, honestly, like I said, I think it's an interesting two hobbies you have there with the woodworking and the cardistry. I think they're very
Also,
unique but different.
the aces all tell a story too. Like, I have a funny one. The Ace of Spades tells a story of how I got. You can't see it, but I have like a C-shaped scar on my knuckle.
Okay.
And it tells the story of how I got my first major bad cut on my hand, and I didn't get stitches for it.
Nice.
And I have plenty of those. But the aces all tell funny stories about my woodworking hobby, and
Nice.
and the face cards tell funny stories about my cardistry hobby. So I think it'll be really cool.
That's cool.
No, that sounds really cool, man. I like the aspect of it because, like I said, it's funny to think that obviously cardistry and woodworking to most people are very, very different, but they're both hobbies that involved a lot of hands-on activity and a lot of creativity, and so they're probably a lot more closely related than most people initially think.
That is true. I'm trying to figure out what deck I want to use. I don't know. I was fidgeting with one. Somebody give me a deck to use. Let's do it.
Just close your eyes, reach over and grab. That's not closing your eyes. Oh, okay.
My eyes are closed. Tell me when to stop.
Stop. Yeah, right there.
Dude, I haven't used this deck in like a year.
There you go.
It's the Papilio. I think this is the
I
first
love
one.
that. I love
Dude,
that.
that
Yeah.
deck is great by
Yeah.
Kieran.
Yeah.
I got this deck for free in a card shop in Spain because I bought like 6 decks. Or no, it was in Italy. It was in Italy. And that's why I bought these for 12 euros when they first came out.
Nice.
And now they're worth like $90 on eBay. And I'm not going to sell them because they're too nice. But yeah, I remember this deck. My brother got one too. And I actually don't know if I have the other. Hold on. I have a box of cards real quick. Let me grab it.
That's a great deck. Kieran's an amazing designer.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite decks. It looks so beautiful.
Yeah, definitely does. He's one of the he's done the Jack Noble decks. The white flower, the black flower, contemplation.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't have the other free one that I got, at least that I can find. But that was like the bicycle fruit deck, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the other free deck I got.
Nice. Well, that deck right there, the Papillo, is a great deck.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice. Don't you have the blue ones on your site, Steve? Or did
Probably
you?
Two
does.
different versions?
Yeah,
There's the Papillo Ulysses.
these are the black ones.
Oh, I didn't know there was a black version.
The black are the V1s. The V2s are the Ulysses.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I have the blue ones.
Okay, I might have to pick up the blue ones. But yeah,
The blue
blue
ones
ones
are
are
really,
dope.
yeah, the blue ones are amazing.
Blue ones are
I
dope.
practiced with this deck non-stop for probably 2 months. This is like my beater deck, my go-to beater deck.
Nice.
And it still handles like a dream. The cards are super broken in.
Yeah, it's a great deck.
It really is a good deck, and I love the artwork on it. Yeah, Kieran does amazing work.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
need to follow him on Instagram. Does he have an Instagram?
He does.
He does.
KKP cards.
KKPD cards.
KKPD cards. That's it.
Yes. Close enough. If you did KKP, you would have seen it come up probably. So
yeah, it would have still came up.
Yeah. So, you know, I know we talked about your favorite designer a little bit earlier, being Luke and everything. Who's one designer that you think is really exciting to see what they're working on who isn't that known yet?
Shoot. Well, let's see. Nick. I feel like Nick is like more of an under the radar, and he's definitely grown more, you know, since his collaboration with Wadey and everything.
Yeah.
But Nick, it's been like I was there. I missed the drop of the hydrogen. And I
think everybody did.
Yeah, I didn't get one. And I still don't have one. But I bought the oxygen right when it came out. I bought the carbon right when it came out, and I am going to buy the new one when it comes out. But he has since just become one of my favorite card designers there is. He's pretty much tied with Wadey.
Nice.
The only thing he has over Wadey is that I have not disliked any of Nick's decks, and there's like one or two. No, actually, all the grid series that I thought I didn't like before I bought them, and then I bought them because Steve convinced me to buy them, and then I was like, oh, okay, these are nice.
That's how I deal with my customers. You have to buy this.
I was like, hey Steve, I just want one. He's like, well, you can buy the whole set and I'll give you a discount. And I was like, okay.
There you go. Smart businessman.
Right?
Why not? You have good shipping anyway. I'm fine to pay that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean Nick is great. You know, obviously, it's definitely not your average, you know, concept for decks, which is really cool.
Yeah,
definitely something that we don't see very often, and you know, does a good job, and they look really good.
I'm just trying to think because I really don't buy that many I do buy not well-known brands, but they're all like sold by people well-known, if that makes sense. So they're thus become popular. I'm just trying to think of like, do I have any decks that people have only made one of? I'm looking. Oh, did you guys check out? I actually think you guys got the first edition of the Faith playing cards by.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you get that in the prototype grab?
Yeah, I got the prototype.
nice.
Actually, I think I got mine in before anybody else did because he shipped mine like a week early.
Nice.
But yeah, no, that I really, really like his stuff. He showed me his next couple of decks he's going to be working on.
Yeah, he has some really dope ones in the works for sure.
Yeah, he's probably the other one that's a really underrated. And it's so sad that the Faith playing cards didn't get funded. He's going to retry it again, but I really, really wanted those to get funded. I think.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a cool concept. It's hard for people to take in sometimes, you know, when it has a lot of meaning, you know.
And you know, obviously, what happened with his situation, that was really tough for him. I know that.
Yeah. So hopefully it bounces back, and you know, and everything works out, and you know, we see what's coming from him next.
It's all about persistence in this, you know. Not everything funds on the first try, and I think a lot of times it takes a couple design iterations too to get to where, you know, it's something that everyone wants. And honestly, sometimes with a deck, the first one you design isn't the first one that funds. Sometimes we see, you know, a designer throws out 2 or 3 designs, and sometimes it's the third one that ends up hitting right. And then later on, they take what they learned from that third one and they bring it back to the first 2 and make it happen. But
yeah, I mean, look at Luke's first deck. His first deck didn't fund.
Yeah.
What was his first deck?
Hawk. Hawk playing cards.
It's called Hawk playing cards.
Yes. And it is a it's just a myth at this point.
Do we even know what they look like?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've seen them.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can find them.
What was his second?
Pretty
deck?
easy to find, actually.
Yeah.
What was his second one?
Grid 1.
Oh, nice. I'm so glad I grabbed those when I did because they're sold out like everywhere now.
All of them are sold out.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I think I bought mine from you for like $9, $10.
Man, I wish I kept it.
Oh my gosh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
What's one of those? Yeah, I mean, other than the, I was gonna say, other than the early grid series stuff, you know, are there any decks that you feel like you really missed out on that you wish? And obviously, you mentioned the hydrogen, but what's another deck that you feel like you maybe had missed out on or want to see come back in some new iteration?
A deck I definitely missed out on that I really, really wanted was obviously a lot of people missed out on the hydrogen deck. I was like, that was before I knew like of Nick, and then I saw it and I was like, I want that so bad. And now they're like $90 on eBay. Yay!
Are they really?
Yeah,
they're not cheap, man.
Expensive. They're
Really?
so expensive, dude. Yeah, my buddy checked eBay the other day and said they were like $90.
Really?
Yeah. But the deck that I really wanted that just came out, my buddy got one, was the Ventus Contra. I love that deck.
It won't focus.
Okay, quit. Put your freaking put them down. Quit making me sad.
So you said
what's the Contra deck?
Ventus Contra?
The Ventus Contra. It's the new. It's the white Ventus with the blue and the orange.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Gotcha.
Lotus in hand, yeah.
That's my favorite Ventus deck. Like I need that one and the purple one. I have the blue ones, which I love. I paid. These were opened once by Henry. He opened them to take a picture and then put them back in the box, and I bought them for $9.95.
Not bad.
And then the other one I bought from you for I think around 24, 25.
95, I hope. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, I would never buy a deck for $95.
I would never charge 95 for that deck, so it's all good.
No, that's awesome, man. And it's interesting to see always how like these new decks evolve too, because I'm sure by the end of next year or by the end of this year we'll have a lot more decks where we're like, man, wish we had picked up that one. Who knew it would be so hot when it first dropped?
Right.
Oh, I know one. Actually two. So the Orbit V4s dropped like the third or fourth day I actually got into like Cardistry, and I didn't buy them.
Yeah, that's hindsight's 2020 there. That's a miss big time.
Yeah.
And then that was before I even knew what they were, and they dropped it. I was like, and I didn't have a whole lot of money to spend on cards in. And then the other one was, let's see, which one was it? Squeezers V1. Didn't buy that.
Yeah.
They dropped 2 weeks after I got into the game.
Yeah. Yeah, those OPC decks are hard to find now, and people jump on them quick when they pop up.
Are selling for $90 on eBay, and that's a good price.
Yeah.
Like I saw one the other day go for $150.
Dang, that's
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. The Peelers V1 go for like $175.
No.
I'm like, who has? No, I saw one on eBay sell for $175. I don't think that's what they're selling for now. But I saw somebody buy one on eBay for $175, and I felt bad for them because they paid too much.
There's always going to be a random one that pays a little bit more than what they should. You know? Just research, like scroll down a few more, and I probably shall find one that's a better price.
Right. I see one that sold a couple days ago for $120.
Crazy stuff. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. You know, some decks you just want to pick up. You know, you'll never go wrong with picking up some extra orbits, holding on to them for a year or so.
This is why I'm a firm believer that you have to get over that completionist mindset for collecting. You know, the sooner you can get over that and not feel you need every single deck, the happier you'll be in collecting.
Yeah,
honestly.
Like I love the stuff that OPC puts out now. I always jump on Cam's releases just because I think they're fun and they're, you know, I love his little like quirky core cards and everything. But going back and trying to complete the earlier decks, I gave up on that almost immediately when I saw how much some of the full sets were selling for, and I was like, all right, I'm good with picking up everything from, I don't know, what did I start with? Not the Peelers V3, the one right before that, the
Peelers V2.
no, not the Peelers one. The
I think they dropped the
Carvers. Oh no, the Carvers was the first one I jumped in on.
Yeah, the Carvers.
Yeah, the Carvers was the first one I jumped in on. I'm perfectly fine having Carvers and on. I don't need everything before that because
dude, you know how I don't want to go broke. You know how much real fruit I can buy for $175?
A lot.
The only two I need are the Peelers V1 and the Squeezers V1, and I already have his new deck on pre-order for
nice
YouTubers. You know.
Nice. That'll be
and pretty soon I'll be buying Steve's new deck.
Soon. Hopefully. Very soon. Yeah.
That'd be cool. It'd be fun to see.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Well, Luke, anything you want to say out to the fans out there who want to get to know you better? Anything you really want to drive home?
Okay, so number one, my videos will never be polished, like controlled. They will always be quirky. I will never make a serious video. I swear to God.
Okay.
I tried. I made one serious video, and like where I tried to make it look professional as possible, and people did not like it. They were like, "Where's the old style of video?" And I was like, "I thought this is what you guys wanted," and they were like, "No." So I will never make a polished, like professional looking. I will get a better camera at some point, but I will never make like a scripted, polished video ever.
Okay.
So if you're looking for that, my channel. I mean, I'd love if you subscribed, but my channel is not what you're looking for. I am more of a, I'd say more of a cardist. I don't do magic. So if like people ask me if I do magic like all the time, I'm like, no, I know like one trick maybe. I'm a beginning collector. And I love to talk to people. I respond to every single message I get on my Instagram. So if you guys ever need someone to chat with, I will always be there to listen to you guys. And I love to hear your feedback. Like one thing that really gets me is when people leave like a dislike or a negative comment and then they don't tell me why they didn't like it. Like I can't improve my videos if I don't know how to improve them.
You know what it comes down to, dude? There's some people that'll just put a thumbs down just to do it.
Yeah.
It's just as good as a thumbs up. Just remember that. And they might not even have not liked the video. They might have liked the video, but they still put a thumbs down just because they're douches like that.
Engagement is engagement.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, make sure to go subscribe if you want to see what I do. I think some of my videos are pretty cool, even though I'm not the most polished YouTuber out there. But I definitely enjoy what I do, and I think you guys will enjoy some of my stuff.
Nice. Awesome. And we'll definitely link to the channel down below.
Yes.
Luke, this was a blast, man. It was fun getting to chat with you. I know we've been looking forward to this for a long time, so it was good. We got something on the schedule here, and we're able to sit down and have a fun chat, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for your deck. I'm really, like I said, I like woodworking. I like the idea behind woodworking. I like the hands-on aspect of it. I'm a terrible woodworker, but I enjoy it. So I'm really excited to see where this deck goes, man.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Also, if you ever
keep
need
our eyes
tips
out.
on woodworking, Tyler, let me know.
I will definitely hit you up because eventually I want to get back into doing like inlays and everything, but I'm not.
Oh, you started with inlays? Are you?
Yeah, I dove right into like doing a hand cut inlay. So
dude, that's so hard. Like my hand cut inlays are like mediocre at best. I use a router.
Yeah, it's I don't know what I was thinking, but I go big or go home. I guess I don't know.
Dude, if I started
that's
with
why he's home.
That's why I'm home. That's how I got into cards.
There's no hand inlays in cards, so he doesn't have to worry about it.
Exactly. But no, I'm excited to see the deck, man. I think it's going to be awesome, and I know with your gear towards cardistry, I think you're really going to put out something fun. Museum Kits strives to bring you museum quality prints to your home of some of your favorite playing cards. They actually just teamed up with Stockholm 17's Lorenzo Gaggiotti to offer prints of his award-winning House of the Rising Spade court cards. Make sure to check them out at museumkits.com/S17. Find the link right down below.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty sweet, in my opinion.
Nice, man.
Look forward to
Can't
it.
wait to check it out.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure for everyone checking out the video. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and click the bell. We will be dropping some fun stuff, so you don't want to miss out there. And make sure to go subscribe to Luke's channel as well, The Wooden Cardist. We'll drop the link down below.
Peace.
Cool. Peace out, guys.